ones on this island. So guys, palakpakan naman tayo. So this is a very intimate setup. If it is your first time, welcome to our press visit. This is not one big press con. This is we call our pocket press visit here at Lineworks. So you guys are our fourth batch already. So we are so close to opening the show. We are opening this September 6th. And of course, you guys get to see a preview of what we've been working on so far with putting the show together. So for this exact press visit, we'll be performing an excerpt from the song Between Timoon and Our Daniel, which is played by Jeff Flores. Sat Matuchon is not joining us for today. We have both our Timoons, Angela Ken and Thea Astley. And the song is Forevermore. So we hope you guys enjoy this. Forevermore. Sorry. Oh my God. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so again, you'll be catching an excerpt of the song Between Timoon and Daniel. It is Forever Yours. Very intimate, so we'd love to get to know each one of you. So yes, my intro din kayo. So you may state your name and
set the costume.
Hi, I'm Larry Ligon and I'm playing Mama Yuri.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Fitzgerald and I'm playing Azul.
Hi, I'm Rana playing Asaka.
Hello po, I'm Thea Astley and I'm playing Timoon. Hi, I'm Sam Rival playing Storyteller.
Hi, I'm Shai Gomez. I'll be playing the very mindful, very demure, very cutesy Andrea.
Hi, I'm Crystal Kane and I'm also playing Andrea.
I am Jordan Andrews, and I'll be playing a storyteller with lots of riz.
Hello, I'm Faye Castro, and I will be playing a storyteller, but I am also a performer swing and cover for Asaka and Mommy Rose.
Hi, I'm Rachel Vega, and I'm playing Little Timmy. I'm Bianca Stasha, and I also play the play.
Hi, I'm Jeff Flores. I'll be playing Daniel, and I'll be alternating with Sam Concepcion.
Hi, I'm Sheila Badarama Martinez, and I'll play Urzuli.
Hi, I'm Garrett Golden, and I'll be playing Agoy.
Magandang hapon po. I am Angela Ken, and I'll be playing also as Timmy.
Noel Rayos po, yung likod. Tonton Julian, performer swing. At Daniel nung year 2000.
Yeah!
Wow!
John Martin, PR manager of Nineworks Theater. Role ko chismosang storyteller.
Lawrence Martinez, I play Papadum.
Also, just to mention, Raul Vanessa, also operating for
But he's not here.
Very beautiful.
Good luck, babe. Sorry naman. Keratin?
Don't be a brat.
Sorry, this is just not a normal day.
I love them so much. So, Once on This Island is a tale of love, loss, and resilience. It follows the story of a young peasant girl, Timun, there, as she defies the gods, Urzuli, Asaka, Agoy, and Papage, to save the life of a wealthy boy that she falls in love with, Daniel. So the musical covers themes of class, definitely very big theme in this, and the power of the human spirit.
Human spirit.
There's something you said yesterday.
Very mindful. Very mindful, very Okay, so yes, that is intro to Once on This Island. So who would like to questions?
Faithful portrayal ba to or maglalagay kayo ng Pinoy flavor?
Nang what?
Pinoy flavor.
No, faithful.
Okay.
We're still setting it in the late 20s, early 30s, in the Caribbean, French Antilles.
Okay. Tapos, next na, anyone can answer pero I'll first ask Garrett kasi nag-ano ka na Beauty and the Beast, tapos Miss Saigon sa ibang bansa, tapos merong Rent dito sa Pinas. I'd like to ask what's the difference in terms of the theater culture dito tsaka sa ibang bansa?
Well, the theater culture is it's not that different, pero here you get to collaborate more because on my past experience, it's just a short run, so we just get to learn the piece and then we perform it now. But here we get to dig deep sa story and find more things on how we can portray our characters.
And, sige, next na ulit, no? Miss Sheila, tsaka kay Jasmine. Parang, if I'm not mistaken, yung character nyo is previously played by Miss Leia?
Yes.
Oo. Meron bang, added pressure or inspiration, challenge? What are your, anong process?
Actually, for me, it's a bucket list because, of course, they are my seniors and theater idols. Of course, as a leading lady, that's something that you want to aspire to. And being able to do that same role that they did is such a big tick off my list. Right? I'm very grateful for that and excited. Pressure, I think it's really more on myself and any role that I do. You can never be the same as anybody anyway. You are always just you. So I will try to bring out the Urzuli that's my version.
Tama ba? Same, pressure. Are you feeling any pressure?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so post this pressure. It's such an iconic role, and it's that simple. Yes, there's pressure, but like we said, of course,
in every role you do, there's always pressure. But I think especially with this, people are looking at Azuri because of course Miss Leia played it. So I think I just want to do as best as I can. It won't be the same because no one is ever the same. And hopefully the audiences will also enjoy my delivery of Azuri.
And then, since I'm not sure if my memory serves me right now, pero you've joined Search for the Star in a Million, tsaka The Clash, ganyan.
Yes.
No, ang dami mo ng mga journey, no? But it all relates to singing, no? I just wanna know your thoughts, no? Kumusta yung journey mo? What are you most grateful for? And ito ba yung inisip mo, tinahak mo na this is the right... ito, nung nag-join ka pa ba, nung time na nag-audition ka for the Search, mga previous years mo, did you see na mapupunta ka sa ganitong path?
Well, to be honest, I started at 6 years old. I did Little Miss Philippines in Itbulaga. So, if you want to go way back, I represented Australia in 1997. I was first runner-up. So, I guess I was a child that was always exposed to the industry. My talent then in Australia was singing in the rain. So I did have my little umbrella. So then when I came here in the Philippines and did the talent portion, I did song and tap to the Sailor with the Navy Blue Eyes. So this is how back it goes when it comes to me doing live performances and competing. Then I did Star in a Million at 14 years old. I was of course with a lot of singers, I was competing. Then I did Wheel of Fortune, that I was a puzzle assistant. So I've done a lot of different kind of things in the industry. I explored everywhere, basically from doing recording to television, to doing production shows in the casinos here. But musical theatre is really, for me, my home, my passion, because I get to do everything in one. So I think though, because I was so young when I started competing, dealing with pressure, it probably helped me a lot. Especially because I was most of the time one of the youngest competitors at the time. So I think it somewhat, it directed me to the right path. That now I get to sing. Before I was a singer, actually I was a dancer. The only reason I started singing was because I broke my leg as a ballerina. And I was like, Mom, I'm not gonna make any money dancing anymore, like my career is gonna end. And then I go, I wanna sing. She goes, you don't know how to sing. And because my sister was a singer, she said, you don't know how to sing, just stick with your dancing, your sister's the singer. And then the first time I was competing in a competition where I sung and danced. In Australia you have like sing and dance competitions, and I sang Colors of the Wind with my ballet dancing. And I sung, and then my mom said to me, my daughter can sing pala. Because I was very shy, like you would never hear me singing ever in the house. I would just dance, and then from... I just remember how old back then. I was sure you never hear it at one time. But I was brought up, you know, very exposed to competing, and I guess that was the way to begin for me to get a break, was to compete and to get exposed. So I've always loved to sing and dance, and yeah, tried everything, and this is my home. I feel that this is my home for musical theatre. So I'm very blessed to have ended up here.
Thank you, thank you.
What made you decide to go from being our PR king to our storyteller?
PR king na po.
And should we expect you to be in more Nineworks productions after?
Ready sa show? Paano ba? Kasi, I really started naman talaga as a theater actor before 2006, 2005. So, yun talaga roots ko. So after that, I'm doing ensemble, company ensemble, then second lead, then dumating yung Nineworks Theatrical, naging
PR, nag-enjoy ako sa PR actually. Parang nakita ko, sabi ko, parang bagay ako dito ko nag-enjoy ako with you guys, with people, yung energy. So, pero kasi, palagi nasa isip ko kasi, pag ako magka-theater, unang-una, hindi ka yayaman bilang aktor unless sisikat ka talaga ng malalaya sa longga. So sabi ko, dalawang bagay lang yan gagawin ko para bitawan ko aking corporate job. To be para sa maging theater actor is to own a theater company, which is Nineworks Theatrical. Nung si Robbie naghahanap ng maging ka-partner sa Nineworks, sa sila Santi. And pangalawa, to be a theater practitioner. Kasi, para magtagal ka sa industry, kailangan mong madami kang bagay na gawin. Hindi kasi tatanda ka, hindi mo na magagawa yung mga ibang roles na gusto mong gawin. At least, to be that. Pero darating kasi sa panahon na hahanapin din ng sarili, ng puso mo, kaluluwa mo pagpa-perform. So, to be a producer, yun ang giving back mo sa industry. Kasi pagdating ng panahon, makatulong ka sa mga ibang actors. PR naman, responsibility mo sa kumpanya, which is nag-enjoy ako. Theater naman, responsibility ko sa sarili ko. Because ito yung bagay na keep me sane, naging masaya ako, ito yung home ko pagpa-perform. Kahit nasabihin natin na sa pagbabalik ko, medyo kinakalawa ako ng bongga. Lalaban ko pa rin kasi, sabi ko sa sarili ko, ito bumubuhay sa akin, sa kaluluwa ko, sa pagkatao ko. Ayun. So parang, kaya sabi ko, doon ito ng opportunity na ayoko pa nga, kasi first off yung nagpilit sa akin, kasi John, favorite mo yung Once on This Island. Why not? Since kailangan ni Robin ng all shapes and sizes kasi isang village siya, why not do Once on This Island? Sabi ko. Then, nagulat na lang ako, yes na ako. So, there. So, yun. Pagka parang siya, andun siya responsibility sa sarili ko. Sa akin. Sa kanong realization ko din during pandemic, na sinabi ko, ninakaw sa akin, sa amin, ang teatro ng 4 na taon, ang teatro na bumubuhay sa kaluluwa namin, teatro na bumubuhay sa amin as a business. Hindi ko napapakawalan ito once na pagbalik ako. Kaya lahat ng pwede kong gawin hanggang tumanda, there. Ito na yung nakikita kong part ng industry ko, dito ko tatanda. Kahit wala na akong pamilya, ito na yung pamilya ko. Nineworks.
Thank you. So what's it like juggling two? What are the pros and cons of doing two characters?
Yes, me and Sam and also Manu Raul, Raul Montesa, who I think I have it the lightest of the three of us because Raul is Tonton Julian and also a storyteller, so he's got a lot on his plate. And then he's got like a full song over One More Chance. Sam is juggling Popoy, who carries like the whole load over One More Chance. And me, I'm just like, in both productions, like the guy who walks around. For me, it's a bit of an easier juggling job. Schedule is of course important, and there's a pressure not to let anyone down, especially like Nineworks. They need a Daniel and One More Chance. They need me and Sam also, and so with fingers crossed, the three of us put this together and hoping that the schedules will work out. And so far, no major disasters, but it's exciting, and I'm very nervous to my first 2-show day on September 8th, where I do a matinee at One More Chance, and then I have to run to RCBC to do Once on This Island. So that should be interesting. And it's the first time in my life that I've like done that. So it's interesting and weird And I think Raul and Sam would say something similar. They give their best wishes from across the pond in their Atlanta right now, doing their tech. So, yeah, it's fun. It's fun, and I'm very thankful for Nineworks for making this possible, for like allowing our schedule conflicts to work. So.
It was such a big thing for me as a kid watching Filipino performers doing international stints. And anyway, so sorry, there was no question, right? Okay, so what made you decide to do theater? And do you think fans will remember? I did.
Yeah. I started young also in theater. So my first ever production was The Great Y2A in the 80s. So that was my first ever thing before I did 14K, before I did all the other stuff. So theater will always have a big part of, be in my heart, because it's where I first learned everything. Regarding remembering me as Ed Gulay, I'm so different, completely different. But I love the fact that a lot of the music and the singing has a lot of soul roots to it. So I'm there. You mentioned soul to me, I'm like, yeah, for sure. So yeah. So and thank you.
Thank you.
And there were other titles that we were thinking about. And then sabi ko, maybe it's time to bring Once on This Island. Only because I had a meeting, partly because I also had a meeting with Ticket to Me. And the owner of Ticket to Me, Darwin, loves this material. And he told me, you know what? Sabi ko, I hope that Nineworks does Once on This Island, because I think you guys will do a good job with it. And I said, oh, I have the rights to that already. So sabi ko, hey Darwin, sige, let's see. I just don't know when. I had that meeting last year, sabi ko, I just know if it's gonna be 2024 or maybe 2025. I still really don't know. But after Rent, during Rent actually, before it ended, we decided siguro it's time to stage it already. And yun. And then of course, they love the material, so probably can.
Yeah, as Sandy said, we had options, and this became our #1 choice because it's really, it's our favorite, one of our favorites. Me personally, it's officially my second favorite classic next to Limis. And I also knew that there was a way, because I was part of the Rep production in 94 or 95. And that was very, very close naman with the original Broadway production. Same when Bart did it in 2010, it was also very similar to the original Broadway version. So I already knew that I wanted to stage it differently, or I saw things that I think would have worked more for the Filipino audience. And this was way back in the 90s and early 2000s. So when we decided to do this, I knew we also needed to cater to our new audiences, which are the Zillennials. And the challenge became how to bring to life the material so that they can relate with it. Because their sense and sensibilities are very, very different from what we had growing up. And in order to grow the audience, you really need to not just entertain them and educate them, but I think the more important step is how can they relate with something that they see on the stage, and what's their takeaway after the show. And that's what Mio and I primarily were really focusing on when we were discussing the set and the staging and the attack per character before we even met and assembled our cast. We had already a clear picture of how to present the show in a more contemporary way for our new audiences. It's still going to appeal to the Gen Xers and even the baby boomers, all generations, but we're really focusing on the Zillennials because we really want to show them how classic Broadway shows were, which are slowly getting taken over already by the likes of, it started with Rent, and then now we have Hamilton. And my biggest fear is no one's writing shows like this anymore. And they deserve to perform classic Broadway shows like this, and they also deserve to watch it and experience it. Kasi iba ang kwento. Music pa lang iba na. And the music has, the storytelling of the music is so different. It needs to be shared. Because the older you get, the older materials get, there's actually more learning from it. Like in the world of dance, for example, I think the strictest would be ballet. Yeah. So, and anybody who is exposed, anybody who wants to be a dancer, and just learns the contemporary dances, will lack so much once they get exposed to the older versions like ballet and jazz. And then they realize that as artists, we're here to tell stories, we're here to share emotions. And it's really just the classic ways that will help you achieve those. That's why I think it's going to be one of our missions already to have classic Broadway and West End shows that we can revive in a way that will cater to the new audiences. That's my personal goal. And thankfully, my partners are on board with
it. Relatively new at the time, coming 20, 30 years later, we take a look at it again and see that there are things that we have missed, but there are things that come to a different light in the context of how the audiences now will perceive and relate to it. Especially with, as I said, very, very taboo and very, very real things about race and class and the Filipinos, colonial mentality. It's really, underlying yun sa love story na Little Mermaid. This came from it has its roots from the Little Mermaid story, which is that. So with that, and with technology now and the sensibilities of the not only the younger generation, but even the Gen Xers living now, you see things at a different light. So now when we revisit it, it's that also with that eye. Of course, I was telling Robbie when we started, sabi ko, I don't want to sort of reinvent the wheel, because the set that we're doing is very, very similar to the set design that I did in '95. It's just that I wanted to revisit it and get more information, more things on it. Of course, it looks different now. I mean, but it's essentially the same. But yeah, things like for me, materials. There were several things kasi in the text that's very abstract, like rain and wind and stuff. So how do you bring those things into the theatrical form, into a dimension within the theater? So we're trying to revisit that and try to figure it out with wind and rain and projections and all of these things that during our time in '95, it was like a dream. Now it's actually part of the lingo already of doing theater. In the same breath, technology, there's much to be said also about less is more, and the theatricalness. So we're bringing that theatrical grammar of doing things also into the phrase. So hopefully it's going to be exciting.
Maybe in a couple of the songs, like I've heard We Dance before, But now actually seeing the show in its entirety, I appreciate it so much more because there's so much that you can make in mind in the music and the book and the way it's written. In like one sentence, in one phrase, it says so much. And now I watch musicals now and I'm like, is it as good as the classics? And I watch and I look for it because it's so masterfully thought out, and that makes me really enjoy working on material like this.
I think adding to what Jordan said, I mean, I'm essentially a Broadway baby, so I know many classics, but I never thought that, you know, I would be doing the show here. So, I mean, it's just so different when you look at this and then you look at like, I don't know, 6 or something like that. Not saying that it's not good, it's different. It's a good kind of different, but there's just something about the classics that just makes you, you know, I don't know, the heart of it all and the way it's made. Like you said, it was so masterfully thought out. I mean, I really do hope that NineWorks brings more classics here, because I feel like the younger generation is kind of forgetting how Broadway really started. And I think that's something that we have to go back to.
I mean, there's a reason why they're called classics, isn't it? Because of their endurance and their like timelessness. So.
But as producers, kasi we have to be concerned.
I told her, cute ka lang doon. She didn't know that she'd be like on stage the entire time. By the way, because Once on This Island is an ensemble piece.
Yes.
So if you're not playing, you're...
Thea, Queendom, All Out Sundays, tapos may theater. I like to ask, may difference ba? Variety show, theatrical show? May ginagawa ka pang iba sa boses mo pag nagpe-perform ka on those 2 shows? Kailangan ba mas emote doon sa isa or what?
Definitely malaki po yung difference. With preparation, especially with this show in particular, it's a very different technique from what I'm used to doing sa All Out Sundays, for example, where we're doing a lot of mga ballad na birit, ganyan, but it's very different from here. And kasi in musical theater, you get to really delve into the message of the song. It's less about the big notes or the flashiness of it. It's more about how you can portray it truthfully. And especially with this musical being Timon, this is such a coveted role. So there's a lot of pressure to deliver and to be worthy of the role that has been given to me. But yeah, it's very different. It's worlds apart.
Jordan, panood kita sa Tabing Ilog, tama ba? James, and then you're one of the most interesting characters, no? I can say ito parang playful din yung ano. Ito ngayon storyteller ka, what's the difference, no? Meron ka bang ano dito? Pinagliruan mo rin ba siya or medyo by the book tong storyteller na to?
With being a storyteller here, I mean, with this musical in particular, like Sir Santi was saying, it's really an ensemble piece. It really does display that you have to be a triple threat. You have to sing, you have to dance, you have to act all at the same time for the entire show. With James, it's more certain scenes because there's so many characters, so I have that. But on this one, it really is pushing me to my limits of my stamina on stage. And it's very, like as Sir Santi said, it's very much an ensemble show. So there's characters, but we're all on there giving our 100% all the time and telling the story. And I also think like being the storyteller, we're kind of like a bridge between the audience and the story that we're telling. So it's a really nice, different connection that we don't have in Tabing Ilog, doing the dramatic scenes one after the other.
Generation yan. Kasi bata ng si Timon eh. And siguro, masasabi ko lang na hindi na spoil is hindi mo masisisi kung ano yung magiging actions and decisions niya all throughout her journey sa show. Kasi
sobrang genuine niyang magmahal in a way na binibigay niya lahat. So, she's gonna risk everything kahit na siya'y maubos. And madami matututunan yung mga tao in different generations also na kung paano isa puso yung mga sinasabi ng mga magulang mo, kung paano mo i-adapt yung nakasanayan mo sa nakasanayan ng iba, sa kung paano magmahal ng isang tao at kung paano mahalin pa pa rin. Siguro yun.
Do you relate to her mom at some point? Yeah.
Si Thea.
May mga, syempre, habang inaaral yung character ni Timon, may mga parts na, parehas pala kami, like, may mga, may mga decisions siya na parang, ako din siguro kung ako'y nasa sitwasyon niya, ganun din gagawin ko. And meron din mga times na natututo ako sa kanya na tama yung ginawa niya dito sa part na to, na kung ako yun, hindi ko kayang gawin. And siguro, specifically, yung paano siya tumalon sa bangin. Ganun. Ganun. Ayun. I was gonna say the same thing. Siguro, pinaka-na-appreciate ko talaga with him is her resolve, her ability to just dive headfirst into yung goal niya. But also, this show talaga also, for me, shows the pitfalls of praying for things that you are not ready for. And the pitfalls of receiving those things. Diba, often we pray for things tapos hindi pa sa atin binibigay ni Lord. Kasi nga hindi pa, we don't have the capability yet to manage it, yung ganon. So I think that's what happened with Timon, but also at the end of her life, she lived with no regrets, even though things didn't exactly go her way, without spoiling anything too much, but yeah, even though things didn't exactly go her way, at the end of the day, at the end of the story, she did everything wholeheartedly with pure intentions. So it was a life well lived.
One word? Music.
Rob. One word.
Song.
One word that they can explain.
Story. Storytelling.
Percussion.
Spell.
Percussion.
Forgiveness.
Rain.
Love.
Love. Magic.
Dancing. A lot of dancing.
Dedication.
Perseverance.
Classic.
Growth. Redirection.
right, ma'am.
Stamina of the others. Sacrifice.
Wow. Texture.
Costume changes.
That's two words.
Compound words.
Okay, last is hope. Okay, so that was
So 22 years old, no? Tama?
Yes.
Oo, at a very young age, congratulations ha. Parang ang dami mo nang nagawa, no? From ako naman, ako muna, tapos nandito na ako. You have clearly arrived na. So, parang nakita ko ang dami mo ng chapter sa buhay. Naging estudyante ka, influencer, composer, mga guest ka sa concert, series actress, and then now theater actress. No, if you can, anong pinaka gusto mong ng role na nagawa mo? I mean yung top 2, yung pagiging estudyante ba, yung pagiging theater actress, series actress?
Of course, yung pinakaunang-una po sa listahan ko is, of course, being a singer-songwriter.
Okay.
Kasi siya po ang nagbago ng buhay ko eh. So, talagang hindi siya mawawala sa pinakauna sa listahan. And siguro pabago-bago yung second sa priorities ko or sa love ko. Kasi I love everything that I do. Yun ang lagi ko pong pinapaalala sa sarili ko na kung ano man yung ginagawa ko, kung ano man yung pinapakita ko sa mga tao, first of all, dapat totoo ako. And second is, mahal ko yung ginagawa ko. So for me, my second one right now is actually theater. Kasi this year, 2024, was the theater door opened sa akin. So, entering this world made me realize how beautiful theater is. Because actually, I'm not a theater kid. Kaya, ang daming bago, ang daming parang, wow, na-amaze ako sa lahat ng bagay. And I'm very happy that I'm with amazing people and kind people as well.